Hello, I'm Zaccura and welcome to my channel. And whoa, I'm a drawing. Oh yeah, I jumped on that bandwagon. Hoorah! So a little while ago, I asked my pal Todo here to make a video asking you guys to ask me questions. It was supposed to be the prelude to my 100 subscriber special video where I would answer the questions. And he did a great job, by the way, didn't he? Anyway, once I looked through the questions Toto picked out for me, I realized that there were a few that were either reoccurring or very much related. And they all had to do with basically, why I art. Do you want to do art for a career? What's a dream project? What artists inspired you? And of course, when did you start drawing? And once I thought about it, I realized that the answers all really fit together into one story. So I figured I'd just make a whole separate video dedicated to it. And so here we are! The story of how Zaccura got into drawing. So to answer the question of when I started drawing, I'm really just going to tell you guys when I started drawing for real, because I'm pretty sure every little kid draws and doodles when they're growing up, and saying I've been drawing all my life sounds terribly cliche. So even though for my whole life I have always had an affinity towards creating things, including drawing from time to time, when people ask me when I started drawing, I say I started in mid-2014, because that's when I started taking it seriously and drew on a daily basis. And the reason was Dragon Ball Z. I started watching that anime in early 2014, and even with all of its funny problems and plot holes, I was still hooked really quickly. For some reason, growing up, anime wasn't really something that ever came up, and if it did, I probably didn't realize what it was. And when I grew older, I never really bothered to look into it. So DBZ was really the first anime I ever watched, and boy did it open my eyes to what an animated show could be. One day, while I was bored, I decided on a whim to try and draw Piccolo, who was my favorite character at the time, and it came out horrible! And for some reason, after that, I became super determined to be able to draw Dragon Ball Z characters. I even ended up creating my own DBZ fan character named Cabarage. I know, I'm clever, aren't I? And spent 3 months drawing a comic for her, panel by panel, without any planning whatsoever. And while it was a mess most of the time, I started to realize that I really loved developing her character and watching her come to life. Soon I started doing research about Dragon Ball Z and found that it was adapted from the manga series Dragon Ball, written and illustrated by Akira Toriyama. And I was pretty amazed that this incredible series that had a huge vast world, a big ensemble cast with super unique character designs, and hundreds of chapters worth of content, was essentially created by one dude. I mean, growing up in the States, when I thought of comic books, I thought of mainstream comics like Marvel and DC, where the worlds and characters were owned by the company and people were hired to work on specific stories, often leading to even having artists and writers switch around within each story from time to time. And this always put the concept in my head that comics were, you know, big things that took a lot of people, you know, right? Of course, at the time, I didn't really know much about comics and didn't realize that there were also indie comics that are often created by one person, but yeah. So learning about Akira Toriyama and the world of anime and manga was a really inspiring moment for me, and I decided then that I wanted to become a mangaka or graphic novelist as well. I started writing and drawing my own worlds and characters and absolutely fell in love with it. And fast forward to now, and I'm still basically doing the same thing, and I still love it to bits. And even though my dream has changed slightly over the last few years, the core of it is still the same, to move people through art and writing. And even though I'm still super early in my journey, I can't believe just how much having this dream has changed my life. To be honest, I wasn't in the best of places before I started drawing. I didn't really have any goals in life or things I wanted to achieve, and was really just living one day to the next and going the route that seemed obvious. And before we have to pull out the tiny violins, let's just say I wasn't the happiest person out there. But once I started drawing, it was like my whole world changed. And that's kind of strange, to be honest, since nothing really happened in my life, other than the fact that I was usually getting less sleep because I would stay up all night practicing. But I guess just having something of my own that I decided I wanted to do and work hard on was enough to make me break out of my shell. And since then, it's led me to some pretty awesome stuff. I've improved a lot within my artwork and writing, I made new friends that share the same passions that I do, and I started sharing my work with the world here on YouTube and on social media. And even though I'm still really tiny, I still can't believe that there are people out there that actually enjoy my stuff because I have no clue what the heck I'm doing. I have no idea what's gonna happen down the road of chasing my goals, but I look forward to the experience and sharing my journey with you all. Oh yeah, and if any of you are wondering, no, I never finished Kabarage's story. I never even got to the middle of it. But those 3 months will always have a special place in my heart. Thanks for watching, and thank you so much for the 100 subscribers. And don't worry, I'm still going to answer the other questions you guys asked me. That video should be coming pretty soon because, in case you're wondering, I'm not making another animatic for the Q&A. But don't worry, it's still gonna be cool. I hope. So if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that fun. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it, and let me know in the comments section. I normally do art video stuffs like narrated speed paints and tutorials, but this animatic thing was pretty fun, so I plan on doing more in the future. Anyway, that's all for this video. Until next time, stay awesome, stay inspired, always. See ya! Thank you.